Hello, everyone. Schoolhouse Intuitive. I am here with the Libra Collective reading for September 2025. Let's use a variety of tarot and oracle cards as well as channeled messages that I received clairaudiently or other clairs throughout the reading. And if I sound a little hoarse, my throat's very dry. I've been dealing with some sort of throat thing, but nothing's wrong. It's just the time of the year, I think. All right, let's see what we have for the Libra Collective. One card came out, Fences and Flowers. Okay, Libra, this is about boundaries. Here's the card. And there's also something here about your visibility. I am hearing that clairaudiently. So create a protective environment that serves as a respectful space filled with positive energy. Choosing only those that honor your clair boundaries to share your space physically and mentally is needed. Maybe you've been toying with the idea of putting something out there and you're wondering how it'll be received. What kind of boundaries can you set? Maybe, yeah, like it says on the card, only kind of really sharing initially with those you know who will be supportive. All right, let's see what else. Maybe you don't want to tell people everything you're working on and thinking about. Nourish the soil here, priorities. Another green card here. Nourish all areas that hold value to prevent them from perishing from lack of attention. At times, you can get hyper-focused on one thing and then the rest of your life feels neglected. We really need to focus on self-care. Okay, that's it affects all of our other areas of life. So I have been getting that for a little bit here for us. So focus on whatever you need to focus on as far as good self-care. And you have turn over a new leaf. Maybe some of you wellness-wise are turning over a new leaf. This is about renewal. A second chance is being given to transform yourself or the situation. Let the lessons of the past serve as a catalyst for a clean slate moving forward. So the lessons of the past, not necessarily going back to the past, but maybe you're making some time for hermit type energy. That is the card, one of the cards, Major Arcana for Virgo. And you have Magic Wand. This is amazing. Okay, Magic Wand, manifest. I say it's amazing because I think the Magician is also known as a card for Virgo because it's ruled by Mercury and Virgo is. So this is you having the power to turn ordinary into extraordinary. Bring into focus what you want, then the universe reflects that same vibration. Now let divine timing do the rest. Call on your inner Merlin to access what's available now and from other dimensions and timelines. You may feel like you're doing something again, literally or figuratively. So you have red and green, root chakra, heart chakra. And I find it interesting that the Turn Over a New Leaf came out with a maple leaf on it because, you know, it is fall in the northern hemisphere where I am. So, and that is what happens in September in the northern hemisphere. So spring in the southern, but fall here. And so we have a lot of transition in September naturally. It always happens. It's a big transition for the Libra Collective because we enter our season at the end of September, well, on the 23rd. And then, so we're going from Virgo to Libra. So we could be thinking about, you know, what does it mean? What could it mean going from the Hermit card to the Justice card, for example? Or even you could look at it as, you know, the Magician to the Empress, because that's a card that we share with Taurus. So that's like Virgo and Libra energy working together. And if you're on that cusp, I'm guessing you're going to feel you're going to be getting a lot of insight this September with our eclipse season here. We will have. I'll do it. Your next reading is going to be all about the eclipse season. But I'm going to do because we have two eclipses coming in and many of us are already feeling that energy. So on September 7th, lunar eclipse in Pisces. And then on September 21st, solar eclipse in Virgo. And then that's the same week that Libra season begins. And we go from summer to fall, or for some of you, it'll be winter to spring or something. So yeah, anyway, or something. No. All right. So I do want to remind you what we had in our yearly reading. In our annual 2025 forecast for September, we had something interesting happen. We had September and October wanting to be talked about together. And I think it was the only month that did that. So those 2 months wanted to be 1 month. And maybe it's because we're going to see a big shift. At the time when I did that, I didn't realize September was another eclipse season. So that can often, you know, there's maybe like these two different energies working together. There's also this energy, the Virgo going into Libra, that too, the seasons changing. So maybe because there's such a month of like transition, so closure and new beginning, that it's wanting to be talked about together, because there's really can't separate the energies. So in September, what I kept hearing was the people, the people, the people. So this is about focusing on ourselves as an individual, but also there could be some sort of global push or global movement regarding the people. There could be losses and wins regarding power, big changes. There's something about justice. We had the justice card come in. At least I believe we did, but it says justice in my notes here. We have a lot of spiritual lessons, laws, sacrifices being made. How badly do we want something? Know that you can outdo your opponents. The energy is gaining momentum. We had death and rebirth come out on its side, and we have the right people in the right time could make a difference. Then we went right into October, and we had, which were again connected to September, and we had luck is on your side. Again, something global. There's decision time. There's a move, some sort of, again, like a global movement or a move of some kind of move, a push. We had the Three of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles again, and then the Two of Wands. And this is about change. There was some change here coming in. So let's see what else we have. Your commitment's being tested underneath boundaries. How interesting is that? So there is this intuitive message I'm getting, and it is kind of specific, so it may not resonate with all of you. Just like anything, use your own intuition and judgment. Read the disclaimer. This is a general reading, right? But if you roll something out too early, or you tell other people your plans of something that you're working towards, and you're not 100% clear or sure, or the ball's not already rolling in that direction, if the momentum hasn't, or gained, if the energy hasn't yet gained a momentum, that other energy, that person, that group, the fact that you aren't 100%, it leaves room for them to kind of insert their own impact. So definitely make sure you're only sharing with those who you want, who you know will support you. And in order to, if you wanted to test something, like say you put out a first draft of a book or something, maybe only share it with people you know are supportive at first. And then once you're more certain, then it's like, you have that support already. It makes you even stronger. And then roll it out to people that, will critique it more. I'm not saying roll it out to people that wouldn't be, this is in the book's only just one example, okay? Like if you say, oh, I've thought about changing careers, or I thought about dating this new person, maybe run it past, if you want to. You don't even have to run it by anybody, but if you felt like it, run it past people that have your best interest at heart, okay? They don't necessarily have to agree with you and give you what you want to hear, but it's like just making sure that it's to the right people at first, your people, okay? And if you don't have those kind of people, then that doesn't apply to you. But know that you could get some pushback over something you think's a good idea. So if you're getting that, if you're questioning, gee, should I tell people I'm going to do this, or should I just do it? Maybe it'd be better just doing it, or at least doing a step in that direction that's still supportive of you, and then roll it out to, or explain or talk about it to people who, might be a little more critiquing. But I mean, really, do we need to be telling people our business all the time? I don't think we do. So I know that's kind of a long-winded general message, but it does apply to somebody, or more than one person. Maybe even 30% of you is what they're giving me as a number. So it could be, 3 out of 10 of you need to hear that. All right, let's see what else we have for you. Just be very, you want to be protective over your projects and your privacy. Prosperity lies ahead. When you set priorities and nourish that soil, prosperity lies ahead. This is new moon in Taurus energy. And I think your greatest resource is your yourself, probably your physical, mental, emotional well-being, spiritual well-being. So because we can never separate the three, right? So taking really good care of your own needs will lead to greater prosperity. And then for turnover, new leaf, renewal, you're very close to reaching your goal. And bottom of the deck, full moon in Virgo. What do you know? Virgo season, you're good enough. You are good enough. All right, this is good so far. Okay, and then on the bottom, we have full moon in Capricorn, the end of a tough cycle approaches. That's good. And I was talking about kind of transfer of power, even losses and wins, death, rebirth, those kind of themes coming in for September, October. Even I will do a separate reading just for October, of course, too. And yeah, so that will be coming. But let's get into some tarot. We'll use the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann. Haven't used it in quite some time. Let's see what we have. Ooh, first card out, 10 of Swords. Yeah, there's that end of a tough cycle. Walking away. There's always that new day dawning with the 10 of Swords. So there's certainly an energy of closure here. And something could feel overwhelming in some way, but it's like putting an end to that too with this particular 10 of Swords. So something's complete. Could be some sort of energy where you're like, I just can't do it anymore. Kind of like somebody's had enough, and I feel like it could be you maybe with something. Maybe you're having to, I think another message I received intuitively for September was like laying down the law or putting that hammer down, your gavel, And you have the 7 of Cups, and it's underneath the prosperity lies ahead and your priorities. There may be a couple of choices when you get down to it that look really appetizing, very appealing. But there are only like 1 or 2 that are really, truly going to give you everything you need and want. Maybe you're thinking of it as like, what will help you grow the most, transform the most, because we do have a snake there. And then, of course, we do have the bat here too. So you may have to just feel things out and go with what you're sensing, kind of read between those lines. And the Hermit is all about, that inner wisdom, right? And you have the 4 of Pentacles under turnover, a new leaf. You're very close, very close. But again, you may not want to fully invest in something quite yet, or you may not want to fully expose your plans to somebody. That's just another possibility coming in. And Pentacles, of course, being the earth sign energy, so which Virgo is. And what else do you have? Libra, you have 9 of Wands. Set those boundaries and know that you are ready for something. Okay, this is about keeping your boundaries and being persistent, standing your ground. You are, in fact, resilient, and you're good enough and you're strong enough for whatever this is that you're bringing in. All right, you get another card to clarify all of this. Something here about learning the basics too. I'm getting clairaudiently, tuning into some key concepts possibly. I'm hearing suitcase. So some of you could be traveling. 9 of Cups, look at that, or moving. This is wish fulfillment, satisfaction. This is about abundance, definitely, and your overall enjoyment. By closing that cycle out with that 10 of Swords, that ending, coming to a close, something coming to a close, it's like you're able to then step into something much more brilliant, much more giving in nature too, as far as your overall well-being and growth. And you have the 10 of Wands. Yeah, the 10-10 now. Okay, we already have 10-10 again. We get 10-10 a lot. I know we have some people out there and your birthday's 1010, but yeah, so the 10 of Wands, again, it's you're very close to achieving your goal. And this is that to prosperity, it looks like. And we all define prosperity differently, right? So this again, it's like you're taking care of yourself and maybe setting down some responsibility. Maybe not hyper focusing on everything, but again, like this card says, organizing your priorities. And for some of you, you are setting the record straight. And you have the Six of Pentacles, give and take. Okay, so I think for some, because this is what it's clarifying, for some of you, you're choosing now to only give your heart, your time, your resources in general to things that are going to grow, right? To things that are going to help you manifest, because that's our next card, Magic Wand Manifest. And maybe you're taking your energy back and away from things, people, places, things that aren't giving. Now, a reason I thought about the Magician is we have the infinity symbol here. And so it's like if you have a balance in all areas of your life, I'm getting intuitively that it will pay off in all areas of your life. If one area becomes more balanced, it kind of maybe shows you, hey, how to do that in other areas of your life. Just like one thing has an effect on everything. And you have the Knight of Pentacles. Wow. So another pentacle. I mean, half your cards almost are pentacles. So, and you have also, I didn't say, but you have 9-9 too. So you have 9-9 and you have 10-10. The Knight of Pentacles, they're moving towards something more stable, more reliable. And you know what else they're doing? They know they can rely on themselves as they move forward. They have that strength, that perseverance, that will, determination. You have the Page of Cups here. So this could be a small offer that you're going to love. This could be a message of love. This could also be, I wonder what it'd be like if I followed my heart. Oh, it seems like, sure, right, when pigs fly. Well, actually, maybe it is possible with this Page of Cups here. Don't be afraid to dream. And what else do we have? 9 of Pentacles. My goodness, you have 9 of Cups, then you go to the 9 of Pentacles. Look at that, self-sufficiency. And it is in September, we do have the harvest moon. So that's, and it's in line, I think, with the eclipse. So yeah, with the lunar eclipse. So it looks like, at least I think that's when it is. But anyway, this is creating your own abundance and really being able to stand on your own 2 feet, so to speak, really setting yourself up nicely and knowing that the fruits of your labor are paying off. You know, their hard work's paying off. And also, you know, it is a 9 year and we have 999 here. And I get that's really a sign that you're stepping into this new leadership, which means maybe you're going to end working somewhere and begin working somewhere else. Or you're going to maybe start and work for yourself, possibly. All right. So, yeah, I just was looking. September 7th is the full moon in Pisces. It's the harvest moon and the lunar eclipse combination. Yeah. So this is about, and with that 9 of Pentacles, harvesting the fruits of your labor, right? Harvest moon. And this card has to do with that anyway. You may have started something too in March or April. I've been getting lately 6 months. I've also been getting 3 months. So I'm wondering if for some of you, something you started 6 months ago will pay off within the next 3 months. So just something to think about. But this is about also something emotionally. You could, you know, there's like a light up, a glow up here with something emotionally. And it's right on top of that 9 of Cups. And I think there might be something out there that's better than you could have even imagined that really helps you feel great. You know, I mean, because I feel as though there's this energy of needing to speak your mind and know that, you know, people are ready for your message. This is a really good time for healing and harmonizing. Okay, because we have the energy of Virgo healing and harmonizing Libra together. So what a fabulous pair, right? And next you have Two of Cups. Funny, it's like, and what a fabulous pair. And then look what we have. We have the Two of Cups, and they're holding hands, and the energy they create together. So like maybe you and this other thing you're incorporating, or it could be a person, some sort of union, connection though, partnership, brings in so much joy after what was probably a painful loss of some kind. What else do we have? Again, this row is making me, this magician is making me feel like very, this magic wand manifest is making me feel with lots of magician energy with that Six of Cups. I mean, if you take a look at them, maybe you'll see what I'm talking about. You know, don't this kind of remind you of the magician? Because of the, you have the infinity symbol, and they have some resources here, right? And maybe they're focused on where to put the majority of the resources, and then we have this Two of Cups here, and it feels as though they're really able to, again, harmonize. So maybe even temperance energy a little bit coming in. Yeah, I'm hearing, and away we go. And then you did have an Ace of Swords come out. I didn't talk about it yet, but that was another tarot card that just came out, Ace of Swords. So there's a breakthrough. You have a new beginning here. This is using your intellect to something really makes sense for Libra. This is having that clarity. And knowing, yeah, you are good enough. Maybe you've looked at the competition, right? You do have, that message did come in about you outdoing your opponents. Those were the exact words. There's competition in everything we do, right? What else do we have? Page of Swords on top of the Page of Cups. Yeah, you might not know everything yet, but I feel that, you know, you know enough to get started. That's what I'm getting with this Page of Swords. You know, follow that curiosity, right? Follow the curiosity. And what else? The Page of Wands, more pages. I don't know what it is, but we've been getting a lot of pages lately. Lots of pages. Something you're doing could involve a lot of people, or you may be getting a lot of different types of messages, but this is a message of inspiration, and maybe you're just going to go for it. And again, it could be something you haven't done before, or you haven't done it this way. You know, if it's similar to something you've done, maybe it's you're getting your foot back in the door somewhere, or something you're exploring, a new project. This is, you know, maybe even a leadership opportunity. And it leads to the prosperity. The wand is pointing right to prosperity lies ahead, but you have to take care of yourself and get those priorities in order. You have the Chariot card. Yep, definitely get focused. Things could really get moving once you get started. Okay, this is an energy of change for sure, and that did come in. Not only do we have the change of seasons and the change with the changes eclipse brings, the change in, you know, Virgo to Libra, but we have change coming through in September in general. So there is the lovely Chariot, Cancerian energy. This is success. This is moving forward, and it's right underneath that, very close to achieving your goal, as well as that renewal, turning over a new leaf. And they are in the driver's seat here. And they have a much clearer perspective. And remember, this is coming after an Ace of Swords, the Page of Swords, the Page of Wands. It's getting excited, learning new things, you know, taking small steps forward. And you have the King of Swords. So clarifying the Ace of Swords, the you are good enough, and the manifestation, you have the King of Swords. I think for a lot of you, it's just going to become so much clearer. And it's, you know, they're at the top of a mountaintop, much like the Hermit card is in tarot, right? And then notice they have the bats and the crows and the owl. That's all about, in the dragonfly, that's about that clearer perspective being communicated to you. Maybe you yourself are communicating as a leader. And there's an energy here too, though, of needing to go with the changes and not resist them. Now, underneath the end of a tough cycle approaching, you have the Five of Wands. There it is, the tough cycle possibly. There's maybe some conflict. It could have been some inner conflict too. Self-sabotage, actually, is what I'm picking up on. That just these are some obstacles and challenges, and maybe they were connected to not feeling good enough, but, or, also not being able to like juggle it all. But it could be too, you've been getting a lot of distractions taking you away from your goals, and this person's really kind of looking inward now and not letting herself be pulled in too much one way or the other. And the King of Cups. Follow your intuition, even if it doesn't seem like it makes sense right away. Keep tuning in. The more you do it, the better you'll get, the clearer things will be. The King of Cups is someone who is compassionate, and look at how they're kind of gently holding on to that cup. And it makes me think that, the harder we hold on to things, the more likely we are to kind of like, well, with this card, self-sabotage or sabotage it. But if we give things the space to grow, including ourselves, there are no limits. And this is also about maybe leading from the heart, still having emotional balance and control. And another card of emotional or balance in general is that Two of Pentacles. So it makes me think that you may be having to balance out a lot of just other energies, other areas of life even. But once we follow this advice that has come before it, I feel that the sky's the limit. Look at this. This reminds me of the Star card, but you have a little dipper there in the card. Or is that, wait, might be the Big Dipper. But anyway, it looks small. The Three of Cups. So Three of Cups, a nice card of celebration, collaboration, even friendship, community. You have support as you move forward, and you may have support coming in from a place you did not realize. And also, you could be testing the waters, and something is not exactly as it seems, and it's like, go a little deeper before you say yay or nay, right? Get all that information, like with the Page of Swords here, that hesitancy. Make sure you really love it. You know yourself best, right? I always say that. Top of the deck, you have the 10 of Cups. So you go from the 9 to the 10. So now you have 9, 9, 9, and 10, 10, 10. Because you have the 10 of Wands, the 10 of Swords, 9 of Cups, 9 of Wands, 9 of Pentacles, and now you have the 10 of Cups to add to those 10s. All right. So it does seem that partnering up with someone else could be of benefit if that's what you're looking for. I do get the initial J, like Janice. And I just heard too, like, kudos to you. Maybe you're the one who initiates this project even. And you have the Two of Swords. Two of Swords. Yeah, you had the Two of Cups. Now you have the Two of Swords. And you have the Two of Pentacles. So you have 10, 10, 10, 9, 9, 9, 2, 2, 2. I'm going to pull those cards out. Now with the Two of Swords, there could be you're going to have to read between the lines on something. In other words, you're going to need to follow your intuition too. And in a way, I'm getting this energy of like, follow the path, go to the path of least resistance. I don't know why that's coming in, but it is. And definitely, this is a time where you really need to be staying true to yourself. So you have 2, 2, 2, a sign of expansion. Your spirit, mind, and soul are growing. And you also have, I don't have 10, 10, 10, but I have 10, 10. This deck just doesn't have it. So a sign of a new path awaits. Let your soul grow and trust in new beginnings. And then you also, numbers wise, have 999, and that's a sign of completion. So you're finishing a chapter to start the next. That is definitely the energy that I am getting for this reading. Let's see what else we have. Follow that intuition though. That's really coming in. What did I do with the 10, 10, 10? Or 1010, I should say. Oh, there it is. New path awaits. It's a path of prosperity waiting for you. And again, yes, you're good enough. That 10 of Cups is like everything you want and more. It's like even better than you imagined, it feels like. And you have the Magician. Boom, there it is. There's the Magician. So you have another infinity symbol showing up. 88 could be, a sign of abundance even. You have just, again, there are limitless opportunities. It's about your potential, but it's not just potential that matters. It's putting that into a practical plan. So moving forward. And that's the energy of Virgo too, practical natured things. Okay, and we have the Six of Cups. A little bit of a nostalgia kind of energy. Some of you may be getting a new puppy. Let's see. I'm getting to, it's like ultimate companionship coming in. I could even be getting very comfortable in yourself, but also I am getting this energy where you could be very reflective this month. Could be those eclipses. It happens for me anyway. And this could be about, realizing your gifts as you look back on the timeline. Maybe some of you want to write out some of those things you've overcome, write out like a timeline of your life and key moments, and just see if that brings anything forward, patterns or like things you've had to face kind of over and over. And there could just be some insightful information or some intuitive information that you gleaned from doing that. You have the Hierophant. Yes. That message I just said, even more so. So the Hierophant can have to do with spiritual wisdom, of course, teaching, organizations. Look how happy they are on their own, too. They don't even have somebody right there. Normally, the Hierophant has their disciples who are there ready to learn. And I feel first, though, you have to be really sure of it and comfortable again before you kind of share that with other people. There is there's lots of room for intuitive practices this season coming in. I mean, really, really so much so. Bottom of the deck, you have the Four of Wands. That's 1111. You also, bottom of the deck, have the Eight of Cups. That's the card in tarot that has to do with eclipses. So it's like, I feel as though too, you're leaving something behind that just you're no longer passionate about, no longer feels good, and they're moving towards this would be the card that has the eclipse on it, and it's not there, but think about what eclipse seasons mean, right? These powerful energies working together, really shedding light on things. You could be just feeling, again, a lot of like transformation with it, rebirth, endings and beginnings. And this is what we have here. We have something to celebrate in divine timing. Now, the timing is what we need to probably give up controlling. We don't always know why things are being sorted out by the divine, the way they are or when they are, but there's going to be success here. Yeah, and it's something you're really passionate about too. Now, we all have different passions, of course. Use your own intuition. So now we have Six of Wands. Victory, success. Like I just said, there's a need for celebration, or there is success, there is victory. You have multiple cards now about success and victory. But Hierophant, it's like one step at a time. You can have the big dream. Yeah, dream big. I always encourage that. Dream huge. Magician, right? But you may want to just make sure you're definitely manifesting from a place where you're grounded and centered and happy and all that, and not that place of scarcity, right? And from the heart, Ace of Cups. What do you truly want in your heart? When you're making wishes and praying, there really are no limits. Right? This could be a new relationship, even a new relationship with the divine, a new relationship with yourself. Okay, new relationship with the divine. There it is, the Star card. It always seems to come out for us, Libra. So now you have how many aces too? You have an Ace of Cups and an Ace of Swords. Yeah, so, and the Star card. And this person, the thing with the Star card, generally they have their foot in the pool of collective consciousness, and they're connected they're having to still connect, like really from themselves. It's coming right from the heart here, which, or the seat of the soul even, and really, really tuning in. And maybe you're asking for healing in some way. But let me just see. I'm getting you might be finding a new way to connect too. I'm seeing an antler right here. This, like, and it makes me think of, like, when animals have antlers, I feel they are so receptive. So you might be in an extra special receptive time for your intuitive things. I'm hearing intuitive results. So some of you may be having a lot of um, upgrades, or a lot of, like, your new gifts being revealed, even getting the answers, knowing that your prayers are being heard. The universe is delivering. I feel as though that's something you're going to realize. I think that, just like I've been saying for a little while now, is there, it's such a breakthrough energy. It's such a, like, an energy of empowerment, and an energy where you're able to unravel mysteries. You're able to undo things that have been stuck for a while. If there's been waiting and strain and opposition and, like, stalemate energy, that's, you're clearing that out. It's like suddenly, almost like a sudden burst of light comes through, and you're able to get that clarity and heal something that's been hurting maybe for a while. You're getting that clarity and you're rejuvenating. It's definitely a new cycle here. And you have the World card. There's the new cycle, okay, because we're completing this cycle, right? And they're really looking forward to that. You're looking forward maybe to letting something go, to stepping out into something better. Mm-hmm. This is harmony. This is fulfillment, wholeness. This can also be a card of travel if that's what you're interested in. Could be why I was hearing suitcase too. This is a big accomplishment. This is something really to celebrate. And maybe you're sharing your achievements with a greater crowd now, because, or maybe there's just a big achievement that affects all of us, even something overcome, something blocked, just this new wave of divine energy for all of us to access. Or you have some gifts that it's time for you to step out into the world and show them, because you are, in fact, the star card. You are the star. Even though it's Aquarius energy, you get this card every reading now. And it's been going on for reading after reading for weeks, maybe even months. Okay. It's like, I'm not even going to say 9 out of 10 readings. It's like 10 out of 10 lately. But before that, it was 9 out of 10. So think about all the star cards that would be. All right. Let's see what else we have. Let's use the divine direction cards. Thoughts. So keep your thoughts positive. Exactly. All right. So keep your thoughts positive, move past your limiting beliefs, and shift your energy to raise your vibrations. Eclipse season, so good for that. Bottom of the deck. Blooming. You're not built to shrink down. You're not built to shrink down to less, but to blossom into more. Bloom and spark without holding back. That's what's going literally right on top of the star card. I was just picturing, I just saw clairvoyantly an image of someone, and it kind of is like eclipse energy in a way, because when the eclipse is happening and there's that alignment, things look differently than when that, the luminant sun or moon. Okay. When they detach, it's like, then they're both able to be seen more clearly for what they are. I get this energy of like one person is kind of like standing in front of this other person, kind of blocking their light, and it's time for that person who's behind to step out. And, like, I think we're going to be seeing that of you. It feels like you're really stepping into your all, like, your full power. There's sexuality here. There's also abundance. So this is embracing that side of yourself and experiencing divine bliss and linking your wild glow power to the hot cosmic energy. Okay. And you have abundance. Be open to receiving blessings in abundance from the universe. But again, there's that message of, like, but once you step out into your full power. Let's give it a shuffle and get a few more. I just heard a partial clairaudience message. Someone is calling you or calling upon you in the next weeks that I don't get, probably because I'm reading for a lot of people now, but it could be next week or it could be 2 weeks. I mean, it could really vary. Oh, a new dawn. Great. And that was wasn't that your first card out? Yeah, 10 of Swords. That's the new day dawning card. So the worst is behind you. Exciting new horizons or exciting new experiences are on the horizon. And you'll notice the focus on this nice big star in the sky called the sun, right? Notice that. It's a new sense of freedom, vitality. There's frenemies here. So, but like I was saying at the very beginning of the reading, be careful who you listen to and what you share. Not everyone has your best interest at heart. Please take that advice. It's coming through on its own and intuitively, as well as in the cards, in different decks too. Don't bite off more than you can chew. I know that's a cliche, but that's what I just heard too. Got to really take care of yourself. Nostalgia. So you had the Six of Cups, card of nostalgia. Now you have this card. So take time to heal and let go of the past so you can embrace the new phase in your life and take the leap forward. So think Fool card. Crowning. You're being initiated right now. Let go of who you were and embrace the mystery of who you have yet to become. Certainly a glow up moment. All right, let's get, because it's Virgo season, I felt drawn to the elemental magic oracle, and I'll show you why. Look, does this remind you of anyone in tarot? Perhaps the Hermit card. So that's why I wanted to use it. Very drawn to it. It's funny how the decks, they really call to me. So for Libra collective, please. Libra collective, please. You have 4 cards? Wow. All right. I'll take them all. Natural rhythms, earth energy. Whoa, okay. So we have earth energy coming through with natural rhythms. I'll show you the card just for a second, then I'll read it. There it is. While the world around you is in motion, remain anchored in the tranquility of the present. Embrace the wisdom found in the quiet moments, so Hermit, and allow life to naturally unfold its mysteries and gifts to you. Seems very Hermit, and also even High Priestess. Then you have water. You are lovable. Your lovable essence is not bound by conformity. Hierophant you had. But flourishes in the celebration of your genuine, beautiful self. Show up with all that you are and don't hide away. You're wonderful just as you are. What did I say? It's as though one energy is like blocking the other from stepping out into their full power. I feel like whatever's been holding you back, you overcome it because you have that end of a tough cycle. And then this, the new day dawning kind of cards. Mental clarity, air. You had Ace of Swords and King of Swords. Yeah, you did. Let your authority be unapologetic, Libra, a force that shapes the narrative of your life. By refusing to lower the bar, you pave the way for a magical path that resonates with your highest self and the heart of who you are. That showed up in the cards, definitely. And then you also have air energy coming through with prophecies of wealth. So the energy you invest in envisioning a positive outcome amplifies your capacity to attract abundance. Expecting the best becomes a way of living in abundance. Your thoughts and beliefs manifest the richness of your hope. And sometimes I know people get frustrated. They've manifested or they've been trying something for months, but I mean, sometimes it takes more than months. I know some people have been trying something for years, and I can relate to that. I get it. And again, we keep getting the Four of Wands, which keeps telling me, like, something's coming. This is why you're drawn to it. It's going to happen. But with 11:11, it's like, that's divine timing. All right. Things are being divinely orchestrated right now. Things are still going on behind the scenes. And when I was talking about all that, I saw 4444 on the timer. Let's see what that means. There it is. Divine intervention. So the universe has heard your request. As I was saying that, and then 444 happened, and now here's the card. So, well, I pulled it for you. I pulled the card after, but yeah. So there's definitely like, I believe in these messages, and I hope you gain something from them. If you do, please do subscribe, like the video, become a member if you'd like to, leave a nice comment. And yeah, so thank you for all your kind comments. I have to say, there have been some just like flat out mean comments. I know this is happening with other channels as well. It's not just my own. So just know that if you try to leave a nasty comment, whoever you are, again, you've already been blocked. So just know that they'll never see the light of day, those messages. So that's something you can just keep to yourself, that negativity. All right. So let's see what else we have. Release and let go. Release the energies you absorbed from others back to the universe. That's what I do with negative comments. Like, and I don't mean just like, yeah, I mean the meanness, right? There's enough cruelty in the world. Like, I'm not here to be using, don't use profanity to me or any of that. Not that I don't swear, but yeah, like nothing. You don't have the right to do that. Anybody, we all, I mean, the people who are here still, they know that, but yeah. So probably this won't even apply to you. So I'm sorry to go on, but I feel like I'm kind of practicing what I preach, and I'm standing up for, myself, and this is what I do, and I'm going to continue to shine. And those who want to be with me and receive messages of inspiration and hope, you're in the right place. And those of you who don't, karma's at play here for some of you. Okay. So, okay. Wow. And it's okay to walk away, breaking cycles. Yeah. So I haven't been standing up for myself with regard to that. And so just, yeah. So thank you for those of you who this message doesn't even affect. All right. So karma's at play. You can clear karma or cash in good karma at this time. Choose your actions wisely. I think that's a message for all of us. If we're putting out meanness, that's what we're going to get in return. And then I know that can lead to a cycle of people feeling like, uglier and uglier and more vicious and all that, because that's what they keep getting. But it's like, look, tune into yourself first, right? That's what I try to do. I try to tune in and see if it's something that I'm putting out there. Like if I'm putting it out an energy of lack of confidence or insecurity, I feel people then don't believe in me as much because I'm not believing in myself. If I'm putting out, if I'm showing, my agitation, putting it out there and directing it towards other people, and projecting, that gets projected back onto me, right? It swings around. So I prefer not to be on that. I prefer to break the cycle, walk away, and follow my own intuition. And I hope you do too. And I hope it's safe to do that here. It's meant to be a supportive, helpful community. And that's why every once in a while I have to clean out those comments. So reconnect with nature. You will discover a spiritual connection. And more, please. More. Maybe the name More means something. Or Moortown. That's not the right deck. I knew something felt off. They're the same. They're similar. Same creator too, but the backs are different. It's like, why is this not? Because we already had our numbers. This is the Galactic Angel Oracle by Soul Reflections, Nadine Swiger. Everything I use is in the description box down below every single reading. It's always there. You have to scroll down and look for it if you're curious. And for other channel information, just check the pinned comment below the video as well. But again, that's all in the box as well. When a random thought or song pops into your head, it's a special message from your angels. And please take off the blindfold and see the truth in front of you. The truth of the matter is you are good enough. There's something here, that it keeps coming through in your reading. Yes, you're good enough. You are. It's like, just keep doing those good things, okay? That karma is going to catch up with you, right? That good karma. And you also have, how will today shape your future? You have the opportunity to make a difference today. And shout out to all the teachers out there. Yeah, I know you're returning to school, and all those who work in schools in general, not just teachers. Yeah, I know for parents it can be a celebration, like, to not have to fill every day. But yeah, so wishing you all a fabulous new school year. I know it's a crazy time of year, but yeah, I always used to have to remind myself, well, I was there. Why am I there? And I am returning to schools this fall, actually. So some of you were kind of wondering what I was up to, and I am. What it's going to look like exactly, I'm not quite sure. So, but yeah. And then we have a timeout's been called. Life's on pause, so you can catch your breath. Yeah. Right now, I feel like that is for me. Like, things are on pause right now with regard to that, just for a little bit, and then I'm going to jump back in. So, all right. Let's see. Still have to sign on and all that still. So, all righty. And soon you will be lifting the veil and you will see the light. That clarity that you've been looking for, here it comes. And this too shall pass. There's an unexpected surprise coming, and it will leave you changed for the better. As I said, this goes better than expected. There's something here that it's better than you could have even dreamed of. And that's what you're bringing in. Let's get you your animal healing cards and call this a reading, right? All right. Reindeer, circulation, third eye chakra, 39. Oh, well, what do you know? Life is a continuous cycle of endings and new beginnings. Honor your natural rhythms instead of struggling against your flow. Okay. And you also had the card of natural rhythms in this deck. Different decks altogether. So I'm going to read that card again. So, continuous cycle of endings and new beginnings. Honor your natural rhythms instead of struggling against your flow. Remember I said earlier, like, we don't want to be holding on to things. It can lead to self-sabotage. We don't want to hold on too tightly. We need things, give it room to grow, give it air to breathe. I'm going to read the natural rhythms card again. While the world around you is in motion, remain anchored in the tranquility of the present. Embrace the wisdom found in the quiet spaces and allow life to naturally unfold its mysteries and gifts to you. You have gifts coming in. You also have gifts that are developing. I'm sure of that for most of you, okay? Do you believe it, though? That's really what matters. It doesn't matter what I think, right? What do you think? Owl, generator, card 37, third eye chakra. There was also an owl in one of the cards you had, too. Tarot cards. So what are you seeing in your mind's eye? Whatever you can imagine, you can create. Use the power of your inner vision wisely. And limitless with otter, card 30, heart chakra. Dream bigger. So much more is possible than you're allowing yourself to see. Let yourself have what you truly desire. That's right. The impossible becomes possible. What you thought was impossible, because that's just it. There's this whole energy of a tough cycle ending. You have the world card coming in, closing out a cycle. You've got the star card. That's where you are. That's where you're heading. And yeah, so dream bigger, because it is all possible. And you'll notice they have kind of stars in this card too. And then you also have lioness, attraction, sacral chakra, card 13. Embrace the divine feminine magnetism. The more open you are to receiving, the more effortlessly your heart's desires come to you. And buffalo, fulfillment. Card 2, earth star chakra. You don't need to sacrifice joy and abundance in one area of your life to experience true fulfillment in another. Believe you can have it all. Remember, I kept saying, or I said it at least once, I think twice, something to the effect of one area of your life, like taking charge of that, can spill over into the others. It's like, because we can't separate the three big, mind, body, soul. And so, yeah, it's like taking good care of your body is good for your soul. It's good for mental health, right? It's So, and taking care of mental health is going to maybe allow you to feel better physically, even. And, you know, so that's just everything spills over into each other. All right. So that's what I have for you. Please like, subscribe, become a member if you'd like. And I look forward to the lovely comments most of you leave. And so I really do. It helps me stay inspired too, because sometimes we all need that, right? A little bit. And yeah, so keep focusing on what we want to attract, right? So that's what I have. Happy September, everyone.